All right, team, another session coming at us today. Yesterday was a pretty decent day of trading for me. Took a nice trade in Netflix yesterday morning. Turned out to be a nice little 10-minute open level trade. And things are looking, to shake to the upside this morning. So let me just come in here, change this back to a daily. All right, guys, so a few things we'll cover. I'll make this a nice quick video, get to the point, and get you guys prepared. So S&P 500 set to pop a little bit here this morning. One thing I would be mindful of is, we're coming up here to this, 269, 270 level. Let's see if, we can kind of clear this big mess right here. That's what I'm most interested in the SPY. Are we going to find trouble up here in this messy, volatile range, or can we just kind of, smoothly work our way out of there? Now, only time will tell, but that's just something I'm looking at. The Qs, as we know, making a pop this morning as well, and we are well below the 200-day moving average. So that's the first thing I just want to repeat to you guys. I keep repeating it every morning for a reason. We are below the 200 on the indexes and all leading stocks. That should go into your game plan and understand that it's likely going to take some time. It's going to take some choppiness and volatility before we get back to the 200. I don't see the Qs breaking out today and going straight back up there in the beautiful line. We would all like that, but that's very unlikely. So what I want to talk about this morning, guys, is something that I'm going to start focusing on more, and something that my brother has been focusing on, which is pre-market levels. This is something that Mike Bellafiore and the SMB team focus on heavily, and they show up early, they sit down, and they watch the pre-market charts for support, for resistance on the indexes in a few leading names. So let me open up my Tastyworks account here and look at a few different names, guys. So the first thing we want to look at on the SPY, which direction are we pointing this morning? Obviously, looking at the futures, it looks like the market is going to open to the upside. There's a lot of green across the board, so could be a green day for the market. What we want to look for early morning is levels of resistance. So using Tastyworks here for my charting for the the pre-market data, and here is our price action since 6 o'clock Eastern this morning. Market is obviously trading higher here pre-market. However, as you can see, we do have a clear level of resistance right here. So pre-market, once, twice, 3 times, S&P got pinned at that 269.70 level. So 269.70, 269.80, that's a level of resistance that I think each of you should pay attention to for the SPY today. I'm not saying to buy it if it breaks out above that level. I'm not saying to go short if it dumps across that level. I'm saying begin to monitor these pre-market levels and see how these things play out. So on my chart over here, on my intraday charts, I got an alert right here for the S&P 500, 269.70, and I want to know if it's breaking above that early morning resistance. We can now come over here and take a look at the Qs. And I'm using a half-hour chart here, guys, and, same thing. Qs have been trading higher since early this morning. However, a little bit of trouble right here. So it looks like, that 164.60-ish range could be, troublesome for the Qs today in terms of level of resistance. So right there, guys, you can see the open 164.48, the high 164.75. I'm going to come into my chart, got the Qs, and I got 164.80-ish right there. So I'll be alerted if we begin to trade above, that resistance level. Now, Apple and Facebook are both set above, their resistance levels. And one name of interest for me, I know a lot of us have been watching Alibaba here on its daily squeeze. We can come on over here to Baba, take a peek, and, looks like the resistance on Baba is right there, guys. So come into that bar, and you're talking, 159.45. Seems to be a key level. So 159.50 is what I'm going to come in here. I got that on my chart. And this is just something, you guys can begin to kind of, implement. My brother Chandler has been slowly working into these trades with some initial success, just taking these breakouts or breakdowns, above or below pre-market levels of support or resistance. As I mentioned, Mike Bellafiore, SMB Capital up in New York, this is something that's a huge part of their daily process, and, one of the major things that they focus on every morning is identifying those pre-market levels. It's a big part of their daily process, and it makes sense, guys, because the big money oftentimes starts their buying a little bit early in the session. So those are a few things I want to talk about this morning, guys. We're going to put out some content. Chandler and I are going to do some things together for you guys, discussing, how to observe pre-market levels, how to identify which levels are key, and then how to observe and attack those pre-market levels of support or resistance during this session. So we got some cool content on that end coming in here today, guys. But in terms of, what should we expect today? Big picture, we're still way below the 200. We have a lot of work to do before this market gets itself out of this hole. Short-term picture, we could bounce today. There could be a handful of good opportunities to get in, get out, and call it a day. That's my game plan. I don't think we're going to have any major swings to the upside over the next few days. I'm going to come in here today and look for some quick moves. So put together your game plan, guys, set your expectations, and I hope you're looking forward to jumping into these, early morning pre-market levels just as much as I am.